Hello and welcome to another episode of the Christian Reeve podcast. Today's guest is a voice actor and a composer. His name is Josh Whyment, or he goes by the moniker Mr. Moron. He's a friend of mine. Welcome to the show. How you doing?
Hey, hi Chris, Dean. How are you?
Yeah, you don't know.
This is so alien to me. Like it's like a job interview.
A job interview? Why do you feel like a job interview?
Because they always do it on Zoom or some crap.
That's a good point. I never thought about that. Legit, it is a job interview.
I've never seen your face so close and in 1080p.
You've definitely seen my face much closer, but maybe not in 1080p. Breathing down your neck at work.
No. But yeah, I'm good. How's things with you, man?
Yeah, interesting times. A transitional period.
Definitely.
I don't know if you ever get this about the year, the sort of August time, the midway point. I suppose July is really more the midway point, but obviously as you're gearing into autumn and winter time, I guess you do start to tend to reflect on the projects you've done so far and how the year's gone. How has it gone for you, acting wise and project wise?
Acting wise, I'll get the acting one away because I've done enough all, but I'm in a drama class. I do a theatre class in a nearby town. I won't say for my own safety, but in a nearby town, about 20-ish minutes away. And that's okay, but like we're not doing anything exciting yet because it's like she's described it as a 2-year course, but it's not really a course like a typical academic sense. It's just you get in there, learn some skills, and then we actually put some shows on later on down the line, but we haven't done that yet, and I've had to miss a few appointments here and there due to familial issues and work issues, blah blah blah. So in terms of acting, not really done much. I do my occasional fan dubs, like of different animes, whatever, just for the sake of keeping practicing and stuff like that. But like in terms of like general acting, no. And if anyone's got a film deal or whatever, like please, I'll take it. I'll take it, please. In terms of projects, so obviously, well, I think this year alone I released like 5 albums. Well, I say 5 albums. Only like Too Many Genres and Serenity Mask were released. But for my YouTube videos, I like to try something different. So I tried film scoring, but obviously there was no film. So it was just a gameplay footage of me playing a video game. And I edited it with like transitions and like split up into chapters or whatever, like a film, I guess. But I scored over it. Because what inspired me to do it was we watched the movie The Thing, back from 1982. Awesome movie. I loved it. It was great. It was my first time watching it, so I was like, oh, damn, that's fucking cool. But yeah, and then we played this video game called Nuclear Nightmare, which is inspired by the movie, so it only felt fitting to me to inspire a soundtrack around that. But yeah, it was so fun. So that was a cool project. And then obviously that was back in January, and I was just testing the waters a little bit. But then Serenity Mask was the big one because it was like, wow, this is going to have its own story. It's going to be like 30 songs. It's going to be like a soundtrack to a video game or a movie that doesn't exist yet. And I can't wait to do this. So that was the original intent. Anybody who's listened to the album, which is very little, by the way, stream, by the way. But anybody who listens to the album and has played games like Silent Hill, they can immediately see the inspiration because a lot of that soundtrack is used from sample CDs. And doing my research on the original soundtracks by Akira Yamaoka and looking up these sample CDs, I was like, whoa, there's so much gold. Like, it was the treasure trove to me of like different sounds and stuff. So you just throw stuff together and see what you can make. And then later on, everything sort of fit into place. And like, because I had the story in mind. I've had stories in mind for years, but like this was the first time actually putting it into practice. So labeling everything, make sure, no, that song doesn't go there, maybe it should go here instead, and creating scenarios in my head of what these songs would fit. It was a huge challenge, I would say, and I was so like happy for when it was done because I was doing stuff that I'd never done before. I never properly sampled stuff. I never properly so I never sung in a song before. I'd done like voiceovers in a song, but like for Otherworldly Loony Bin, don't ask the titles, but Otherworldly Loony Bin, the only vocal track on the album, I was like shocked by like how much fun I was having, like doing everything and writing lyrics on top of it and like explaining the story. it was so fun. So in terms of projects, like I think I've pushed myself above the limit this year, and I'm super happy with what's come out of it. Super happy. Anyway,
So do I get to talk now?
I'm so sorry. I get on these I get on these tangents, right? Don't listen. Just don't ask me anything about like my favorite franchises because
It's fine. I won't ask you about anything. It's fine. It'll be a great podcast. I just nothing.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Mr.
you so much
Reeve.
for watching and
See you.
listening. I'll see you later.
No, sorry. Sorry.
Well, right off the bat, what I will say is, I was kind of curious when you said that, like this idea of being able to compose a soundtrack, particularly for a video game, without having source material. Because I've always wondered, when it comes to movies and films, presumably they have the finished article, like sitting in front of them.
They usually have the script or the bare outlines of a screenplay. They have a general idea of what's going to happen.
Yeah, right. But like, when it comes to like like video game, let's take like Skyrim is a good example. I grew up watching that game, playing that game, loved it.
Beautiful game.
Obviously, it builds tension in like the fight scenes and stuff, but it's not. It builds. It goes in waves, I guess. So you'd have to have something that you could match that to. Maybe there's better examples in the video game world. Because
I get what you're saying. Yeah, definitely. Because like the way, I'll just say fight music is boss music, to be more specific. Dark Souls is a great example of this, and Monster Hunter recently is when they usually have like the monsters or bosses defined. They usually have like phases. So like phase 1 will introduce the elements to the song, and in phase 2 it will take it up a notch because the boss is getting a bit more difficult. So yeah, but I agree. They usually base it off of that. So it's really strange to like have nothing apart from my brain. So yeah, it was weird.
Would you reckon are the best qualities that are? If you think of like the best video game music that you've ever heard, what would you say are the qualities that you noticed across the board? Like the key qualities.
Interesting. Because with music, I'm very, very picky. Because I can listen to almost everything. Like I'm very bipolar with my music taste. I'll go from Rihanna to some goth Cocteau Twins or whatever. I forget I can't pronounce their name, but I'll go like from that to that, like one extreme to the other. But like when it came to video game music, like I always associate with the game I'm playing. So like for example, Resident Evil 4 remake, like the reason why I like Salazar's boss theme is because when I was fighting it, I could hear it swelling and it stuck out to me. So video game music for me needs to stick out. And the key qualities that I notice in like music, especially video game music, is that you can hear the level of care the composers put into it. Because if it's some usual action soundtrack where they all kind of blend together, you can tell that this may be passionate for them, but for me, it doesn't stick out. And I'm always listening to like the instruments in the background, the weird sample they'll use in Silent Hill, for example. Like, wow, that's interesting. Or the motif. Motif is important for me. As someone who loves like older movies anyway, a lot of older movies soundtracks have motifs. It's not very it's coming back a bit now, but like it kind of disappeared for a while. But like motifs that stick out, like you can recognize the Superman thing, like like that is like so recognizable. We don't really get that per se anymore. But then recently we've been getting that with the new Fantastic Four movie. I've not seen it, but like when I heard the song, I was like, oh, that sticks out. That's memorable. That's the key quality to me, and that's what I wanted to do with my music. Was like, if it's a soundtrack or a song, and there's a character involved, what in terms of audio represents that character, and how does it represent them?
What makes a soundtrack terrible?
That is such a subjective question, because it could be one of many things. It could be like, for me, it could be like maybe it's not my kind of genre of music. Or maybe it just sounds like, maybe it's just one of those songs that is so bad it's good. Or maybe it's limited by the technology as well, because a lot of these older games were using like MIDI and stuff like that, so it doesn't sound the best.
But I guess what I'm trying to say more, or point out, is more like, if video game music and movie soundtracks set the tone for what is occurring in front of you, ideally it's consistent with what you're seeing, right? So like we gave the example of Skyrim earlier, you're an adventurer, you're delving into the unknown, so there's music that's sort of triumphant, makes it feel grand, it's reminiscent of maybe like Lord of the Rings or something like that. But then it's also mystical in places, dark. When you go into dungeons, you feel that. You feel a sense of dread or suspense, and it raises the anxiety. So, like, I guess what I'm trying to say with maybe if you can think of bad examples, have there ever been any examples that kind of made it difficult for you to suspend your disbelief or kind of sucked you out of the enjoyment factor? Like, it kind of ruined it for you?
I think when it comes to video games, in terms of music, like the video games that I played, the music's never fell off. Then again, I'm a very picky person by nature when it comes to like media. And it's a shame because like I've missed out on so many good things because of how picky I am. But the one thing I will say, there was a song in Alien 3. Well, I love that series to death. Like I will sit here for 12 hours, 24 hours, glazing everything and finding something good in every movie, especially Alien Resurrection, a film I cannot stand.
Why?
But with Alien 3, I'll get to that. I guess because you're going to set me on a tangent. But Alien 3, there's a scene where Ripley is in this courtyard area, and to give context for those who haven't seen it, it's this all-male prison. It's filled with murderers, rapists, and stuff like that. Like it's the worst people imaginable, and what they try to do to her, because she's the only woman there, is they beat her up. And the song itself is called, I believe it's called Wreckage and Rape, I believe. And that suits this film perfectly. That title, it works. It makes sense within the context story. However, the song itself is like heavy rock, and it's otherwise orchestral and beautiful. Genuinely, Elliot Goldenthal, great composer. Like even for Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, who he did those movies for, whether you like those movies or not, you can't deny the music is fucking good. But for this movie, that is the one song that sticks out to me every time I watch it. So they're like, what? Ew. Like it does not fit
getting beaten up and abused to like.
And it's like, it's just like no.
Nickelback.
No. Look at this photograph. Like it just does not fit at all. Absolutely not. I do not like it one bit.
Look at this guy getting his ass kicked.
Ripley's getting. It's just poor. It's poor choice. Otherwise, that is one of my favorite scores, like in the Alien series. Apart from that one song, and one song does not fit. But yeah, that is a perfect example of like, just takes me out of it anytime I watch it.
Since video game music and movie soundtracks are a bit different, what would you say are the sort of the good qualities of a solid movie soundtrack?
Solid movie soundtrack. Again, it goes back to what I said before about like, well, what you got to take into account, like, kind of certain rules. Like, does it fit the tone it's saying? Like, the guitar thing didn't, for example. Does it represent the sort of emotion of the film? Because, strangely, a lot of older movies, again, I'll go back to Alien, because Alien 1, Jerry Goldsmith, he did a completely original score, which was a lot more romantic in terms of its, like, composition. And, obviously, because it was a horror movie, Ridley Scott actually used his songs from another movie called Freud, and which was a lot scarier. And I think it does work a lot better there. But when I've listened to the original soundtrack, because I can't, if there's something alien related, I'm gonna find it. But when it comes to Alien 1, listening to the original score compared to the other one, I can think in my head, it's like, right, I'm glad Ridley made that decision there, because that suits the ventilation scene, for example.
What do you make of like reusing? Oh, sorry. What were you going to say? At the end of that point.
I was just going to say, I just think that my three rules are just: does it fit the tone? Does it establish its own character? And does it present the composer's ideas as well as the director's ideas? Because directors will go to a composer, and Hans Zimmer said this. He said, directors will go to a composer, I'm paraphrasing poorly, and they'll say like what they want. Hans Zimmer's response to that is, well, if you know what you want, why don't you do it yourself? And I think the way I interpreted that, which is the way I think he meant it, was if you are so confident in a way the film sounds or the way the film needs to sound or whatever, pick up a piano and get to it. I can't play an instrument, you know what I mean? But like I will always listen if I'm making a movie, and I will work with the composer, not try and overtake it, overstep my boundary. I think that's what important is letting the composer have free reign, but also it's like anyone, they need a leash at some point. Because if you go too wide and expansive, you'll lose foresight on what you're working on. So yeah.
It's funny. I hear what he's saying there, but I'm also a bit like, it's a collaborative effort. Like,
yeah,
it does sound a bit like of a sassy response. It's a bit like, oh, well, if you know it so well, why don't you fucking do it, mate? And it's like, well, hold on a second. I've employed you as the composer for my film. I have a particular idea in mind. Now, I'm not a trained professional pianist. You are. So I would like you to do. I didn't see how it's any different to like an actor, like a director telling an actor what they want from them, you know, like.
I think that feeds into my other thing about films in general. I mean, this is completely off topic. I hate it when, and I love this guy to pieces. I love Hideo Kojima. He's a great director. His ideas are like so out there, but like I played Death Stranding and like it's a delivery simulator. And it made me cry for 5 hours straight at the end. I'm not shitting you. It genuinely sat there, made me bawl like a little bitch. I was blown away by it.
You really feel for the plight of the Amazon delivery and DPS guys.
DVD. This genuinely just if you know anything about the game, you won't know what you're going into. No matter how much information I could throw at you now, play it for yourself. Because even if it is just a walking simulator, it is the best walking simulator you'll ever fucking play. Anyway, that's besides the point. The point is just that Hideo Kojima, he has this habit of attaching his name everywhere. Like, oh, it's a Hideo Kojima game. It's a Hideo Kojima this. It is. I mean, nowadays it is because like he's an industry he's an industry icon. Sorry, but if it were me and I was at his level, I don't like representing the whole of everybody's work. It's not my game or my movie per se. It is like I want it to be under like a team name. I don't like the responsibility of taking control for other people's ideas. I like directing them and working with them when it's like, this is my movie. Oh, I'm the director. I want to see stuntmen get more recognition. I want to see like the writers and the editors, especially the editors. Have you seen the timelines they work with on their video editor? It is insane. It's insane. Like, I want to see them get pushed further, is what I mean.
I always find it really interesting when you get a situation where, like, I rewatched the Back to the Future trilogy recently, right?
Yeah.
And Steven Spielberg was a producer on that. I
thought he was a director, yeah.
No, the other way around. He was a producer. Bob Zemeckis was the director, I believe. Or Bob Gale, I can't remember. What? Spielberg definitely wasn't the director, but he was producer. And he was already huge at that time. Yeah, he'd already done Jaws, E.T., he'd made his name, right? Imagine, like, coming into it, as you say, it's like you're coming in and you're bringing your expertise and your ideas. You're not doing what you normally do, which is directing. You're doing, like, an aspect of what you do. And you're offering, like, your expertise. You're kind of consulting, I guess, but you're also kind of doing what you're told, which is a bit hard.
Yeah, definitely. Go on. No, go on. I just, from my personal opinion, it's just, I feel like in Hollywood specifically, it's always the main actor and the director that get the most attention. And rightfully so, because the actor's the one you see on screen, and they deserve to be, like, rewarded for a good performance. Like, I'm not against awards or anything like that, or anything too crazy. But I want these other guys that are making the actors look better, that are making the actors, and the movies look better, feel better, sound better. I want these guys to be like, hey, these guys are also making a movie. Like,
I think it's the biggest crock of shit ever that, like, all of the 200 to 300 people that work on a film or a series don't get any fucking credit. Like, you're slowly getting more and more attention. Like, you're seeing, like at the Oscars, you're starting to see more like, VFX and like someone got a soundtrack Oscar, and you start to see a bit more. But like you said, like when you're actually on a film set and you're seeing how lighting and camera work can be manipulated in such a way as to like enhance a performance. Like sometimes it's the way you frame something rather than the actual substance itself that actually brings out the performance. I mean,
me and my mate watched La La Land like recently, and I watched it for the first time. You know what I mean? And obviously I love Ryan and Emma Stone in it, like of course I do. But like I was just sat there, I was like, wow, that set design, how much time did that make to like paint it, do everything like that? I know it's like nobody would ever think of it because it's pretty image on screen, but for me it's like I can imagine like everybody working like 30 hours a day or something like that. That's not how time works, but you get the point. Like 30 hours consistently doing the same painting, putting stuff together, sawing, and just thinking like all of the craftsmanship that went into it, and then they're just like little white text at the end of the movie.
It's crazy. Like one thing, like for the listeners of the show who are regulars, they're probably sick of me talking about it now, but one of my favorite TV shows of all time is How I Met Your Mother.
Really?
Every year or so, a couple of years, I'll go back and rewatch it. And you always get something a little bit different out of it. But there's a new podcast that's out right now that's exploring that behind the scenes. It's got one of the actors, or a few of the actors, got some of the directors, and they're kind of giving you like a breakdown of how they did things, how things came together, etc. Right, and it really gives you a good idea into like how much actually goes into it, like from the production side of things, and just the scale of things. And obviously, for those who don't know, that show, like it's set in New York, but it was filmed on a soundstage in like LA. So they had this particular soundstage, and they made a set, and they had moving sets, and like they had to recreate a lot of different places. So like New York, they had to recreate sometimes scenes in like Minnesota or New Jersey, or I think there might have been some other ones as well. Canada, I think. And the attention to detail on that was pretty spectacular, like they managed to get it in such a way that it's believable, because obviously you can't really film completely the scale of what a small apartment of that size might be like, but they managed to get it in a way where it feels quite crammed, so it feels believable. And obviously in any film or TV show, realism is the key, isn't it? You want to get it as realistic as possible. Well, you disagree with that? Because you're wrong. No,
I think honestly, it's one of those, isn't it? Where it's like, I know this is like, I mean, I agree with like in terms of a sitcom, like you want to get it like as accurate, so the relatability aspect of it. Like, I can imagine myself in like this sort of
just realism in general. I mean, if it's,
I think it's one of those. The situation doesn't need to be real, but the emotion and characters have to be.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's my opinion on it. Because I don't know how you're supposed to make a like Hellraiser realistic. You know what I mean? But it's like the situations, for example, like in the characters, the way they react to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. Take that as an example, right? Something that would suck me out of it would be like if one of the actors in that, one of the characters, didn't react in a realistic way. Like if you saw Hellraiser, you'd be fucking terrified.
Oh right? Yeah.
If there was like a or delayed response, or like or like a la The Room reaction, it's not really gonna kind of.
Don't you dare diss The Room. The Room is a cinematic masterpiece, and I will not.
You're tearing me apart, Josh. Oh, hi, Josh.
I was trying to think of the fucking quote, man.
You're my favorite customer.
How much is it? Keep the change. Oh, hi, doggy. You're my
favorite hi, doggy.
There's like so much.
Hi, doggy.
Honestly, I love him so much. I love him.
He's autistic, isn't he?
Is he?
He's got to be. Or just really odd, really odd.
I mean, one thing I will respect about him now is that he does not give a toss. Like he put himself out. I don't know if you've seen the, because I haven't seen the James Franco movie or read the book. Disaster Artist.
I got to say, everyone applauded it at the time. I don't like it. I think it's I think it's over the top. I think James Franco played it too over the top. Kind of like when you were at school. Did you read Of Mice and Men?
No, we didn't. We actually didn't. No.
Okay, so for those who did at school, I'm so sorry. You feel my pain. Basically, it's a book set in the Depression in America, and you've got these guys, farmhands, traveling from farm to farm, trying to find work. Right now, the two characters in question, the two main characters, are this smaller gentleman and this larger gentleman. Now, the smaller gentleman is just a regular guy. The larger gentleman, Lenny, the character of Lenny, is he has learning difficulties. I don't know if it's specified in the story what condition he has. Obviously, in that time,
when was it written? Sorry, I forget.
Like, I don't know when it was. I think it might have been written after the fact, but it was set in the 20s. My point is, like, a condition like what he had wouldn't have been recognized at the time. Like nowadays, we'll be like, okay, the person has autism, or they have ADHD, or they have learning difficulties or something.
Definitely.
In the film in question, the book in question, I don't know if it's specified, but anyway, he in the book he comes across as sort of dim-witted, but he does understand to a degree. He's not like a complete bumbling fool. The film, they got John Malkovich to play this guy.
My name is John Malkovich.
He's a cracking actor, but he played him like something out of a cartoon, like hi, yeah, I'm Lenny, like that. And
he didn't approach you with any sensitivity at all.
No, it wasn't that. No, it was more just like he was way stupider than how he's portrayed in the book. It's the creative. You always hear people say that the book is better than the film, right? And you take artistic license with films, and you can take it in different directions. And sometimes that works. Like in the Harry Potter series, I think they did that well. Sometimes they cut out certain things.
Like Tom Bombadil in Lord of the Rings.
Which one's that?
Lord of the Rings.
No, I know Lord of the Rings, but which
Tom Bombadil.
The character. Yeah,
so in the books, there's this guy called Tom Bombadil.
Okay.
Again, I've not read the books in years, so
I've never read them at all. So.
But yeah, there was a character called Tom Bombadil, and he was basically this reoccurring character that kind of showed up every now and again, and he sung like a little song, blah blah blah. He's not even in the movie at all. Like they completely removed him, which was probably for the better because they're cramming so much shit into this trilogy. So yeah, I get what you mean though.
Yeah, so I mean, sometimes it can work, sometimes not. So like, I know in the Harry Potter series, they somewhat reduced Dobby's role, which was really important in the book.
I've never watched Harry Potter.
Really?
I think I've seen the first one. I know I've seen the first one, but like,
it gets good from the third one onwards.
I did not enjoy it.
The first
even as a kid, I didn't enjoy it.
The first two are like just children's movies. And then
wasn't it done by the guy who did Home Alone? What's the director called?
His name's Christopher Columbus.
Oh yeah, I forgot his name was Christopher Columbus.
That's really weird.
I think he did the first movie, yeah. Which explains the childlike nature of it all, I guess. But
yeah, I mean they're fine. They're like kids movies, Christmas movies. You know, they're fine, but they are kind of a slog to get through. Just ironically, just like the first two books. So he kind of nailed it. But then the third film is, oh my god, it's like night and day. It's like going from.
Wait, is Voldemort it's like in the third one?
Sorry,
is Voldemort in the third one, or is that the fourth one?
He's in all of them.
Oh, he's in all of them. Oh, right.
Yeah, in different forms. Why did you choose the Mr. Moron moniker?
I was hoping you get to that question because there's not an amazing answer for it. So a lot of artists, they have like these cool, interesting names, or they use their regular name or whatever. Originally, what it was going to be was, because my YouTube channel is Josh Whitnall, which is like Josh Whyment, but like to hide my name essentially. Nowadays I'm open with it, so like it doesn't matter anymore. But like back in the day when I first made the channel, I was first uploading, I was like, I don't really want my name out there yet. But when it came to like, I needed an artist name, and I didn't like the name Fruit Juice because I thought it's too stupid, and it was more of a like placeholder until I came up with something more interesting. So I said that I was like, right, I like the idea of it being kind of nonsensical and weird, but I don't like it being like a play on words like fucking fruit juice. Like, no, absolutely not. It just sounds childish. So I sat there, I was thinking, I was like, what's a stupid fucking name? Oh,
Josh.
Moron.
No.
Hey! But Moron's a stupid word, and that's be a great name. Why don't I call myself Mr. Moron? It just rolled off the tongue better for me. And I just sat there and I was like, yeah, fuck it, let's do that. That's gonna be my artist name now. It's gonna be Mr. Moron. And, and then obviously I told my mates about it, and they said like, oh, really? So I was like, yeah, really. But then again, I think it represents me perfectly because I'm not exactly the most normal person. I'm very out there and bizarre. So I think the name really represents me quite well.
Do you not feel that maybe it has negative connotations? Like maybe from a professional standpoint, it can make you look bad?
It's a great question. I think it's one of those where it's like I'd have to get to that hill first because like there's never been, I've never had like a proper collaboration with anybody. It's all been me. Maybe in the future when things are becoming more business focused or whatever, or if it does become business focused and there's a lot of things to sign or whatever. And then if you're reading a fucking legal document and you see blah, 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 Mr. Moron, blah, blah, blah. It's like, what? What's that saying? Like, no.
I suppose you could put like an accent on it and pretend it's like French.
Mr. Moron.
Mr. Moron. Moron.
Oh, they call me Mr. Moron. Maybe, but like, I think it's one of those where it's like, it stands out. And I'm very much like in this idea of like, I don't care really what lawyers think in this sense. When it comes to like, I should do, but like when it comes to like,
should very much care about that.
No, I mean like in terms of like an artist name, it's just I'm sat there and I'm like, it's unique, it stands out, but if I did have to change it, then I would. But it's one of those where like I'd have to cross that bridge to get to it. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say like this kind of ties into my next focus for today's show, which is, you know, what does the future hold for you and what are your goals? Because obviously you're doing voice acting, you're doing composing. There's clearly an effort to build a brand of some description. And obviously, as you know, being an artist in this day and age requires you to be constantly involved with branding and marketing. I mean, if you see what I'm doing online, you know,
yeah, I think
it's
every
just
day
me.
I see you, yeah, every day.
Right, there's no team. There's no team. It's just me, and it's a lot of work. And I try to be as professional as I can with it. You know, I have fun on certain platforms, but like I ultimately try to build a brand. And it's interesting, some of the responses, particularly with the podcast, have been under the assumption that I have a team.
Well, that must mean you're doing a great job then if they're getting that reaction.
Wow, I don't know. I think that's up for debate, but it was nice in the moment to be like, oh, cool. That's sweet. They think I have a team. But,
you know, think I can afford that?
Well, legit. Like, that's kind of, you know, all jokes aside, like that is kind of it. Like, if you've got money and resources, great. You know, it's going to really help you facilitate and build that brand. But if you don't, the journey is a lot more difficult. Have you given much thought to your future goals and what you're trying to do with your career? The
main thing is that for me right now, I'm at the bottom of the barrel per se, in the terms of like, you can only go up, I mean.
Okay.
You know, because right now, I'm not comfortable with like just life in general. You know what I mean? So, and I'm trying to find a proper schedule for myself in terms of jobs and stuff like that. And then I can work everything around it then. So obviously I've got no clarity on that perspective. But when it comes to like branding, one thing I do regret. I regret not pushing Serenity Mask out more, because I did one video on it, posted it on TikTok and YouTube, and then obviously the announcement video, and then I've kind of just gone a bit silent on it. I just
Can
can't.
can you not keep promoting it?
No, I
Why
can
does it
keep
have
it.
to
What I'm
stop?
saying is that I regret not doing it. I regret not like actually getting involved with it as much as I should have done. And I think that's a part of me is like one. For some reason, I don't know what it was. I don't know if like this is like subconscious or whatever, but like I don't know why I didn't do it. I don't know why I didn't make a video like say, hey, you guys should listen to my album. Oh, hey, day 222 of asking you to listen to my album or whatever, you know? Like, I wish I did that.
Still
Because,
can.
I know, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So probably after this, I might look into those ideas of doing that and actually properly market it and everything. Because I can edit videos, I can record them, I can clearly somewhat color grade them if I had to, but like I can do it. I don't think I just pushed myself at all for it. And that's a huge regret of mine, definitely. Now that I'm actually saying it out loud, yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I haven't pushed this album out at all. I post one video about it and then leave it. Like, no, that's not what I should have done. I should have kept promoting it, definitely. So that's definitely something I look into. In terms of future goals as well, to loop back around to that. By 2020, what year are we in? 2025. By 27, I want to film something. I don't care if it's 20 minutes or 2 hours, right? I want to film something because I have movies and TV shows in my head that I want to get there. But I understand that I can't just jump straight into it like a TV show or a movie because you need like a production budget, even if it's small, you need like a script and stuff like that. I want to get all the groundwork first done. So like messing about with different genres, techniques, different sort of like shorter projects. And then when I feel confident enough, go straight into like trying to talk to different broadcasting corporations. Just, hey, this is my ideas. This is what I've got to offer. This is the stuff I want to make. Are you interested? No? Right, see in a bit. You know what I mean? Because I know how difficult this industry could be, not just for acting, but like for anything. They're so specific about things. And the one thing that I learned is they don't give a shit how you feel. If you leave that audition room and you start crying, you find your own tissues. Like it's very rough. But a part of me is like, I think I still want to go in that despite that fear. I don't care if you think like I don't care that you don't care about my feelings, all right? These are my ideas. Are you interested? Are you on board? Cool. Thank you for your time. That's it. I don't want to mess about in this industry because this industry is not for messing about. But the one thing that I do want to do, I want to gather up a small team of people at some point, start our own production company. I don't know how we would do it. I have no clue how businesses work. I have no clue how signing deals, doing anything like that. I have no clue. But that makes me want to do it more because I'm not gonna know unless I fucking do it. And I want to get the small team of people, and I want to take us as far as we can, just as far as possible. That's what I wanted to do with the drama class. I wanted to find people that I think, well, you'd be great. You'd be great. So if anything, it's like I'm using this drama class not only for my own learning, but also like pseudo networking. But the one thing that will make that easier, make it better for me, is if I actually put effort into these things that I'm working on, which I am doing. But I mean, like when it's fully released, the reason why it's getting no views or the reason why nobody's watching it is because nobody's getting told about it. And I see that now using the correct tags or whatever. I want to be able to, in my own head, push myself and say, right, I'm proud of this. I want people to see this. I'm going to push this as far as I fucking can. And that goes for the team, that goes for the projects, and that goes for, most importantly to me, myself. Because if I'm not 100%, they're going to have to pick up the slack. That's not fair on them. So 100% at it, definitely. So, yeah.
Where do you draw inspiration from? Because obviously, I know you're heavily inspired by certain musicians. I can tell from your voice acting work that you've clearly got particular inspirations, and obviously we've discussed a few from your composing
definitely
background. But like all in all, like where are the main sources of inspiration that are driving you?
it's a great question because there's so many people floating in my head that I look up to. I think genuinely, I think one inspiration, because every time I see him on Instagram or whatever, I'm enthralled by him, by how snappy he is, by everything. Robbins. Because here's the thing, he has the power to make me laugh, cry, and if he was in a horror movie, probably shit myself. But he is so, in my mind, above everyone with his genuine soul. The fact that when it came to the Aladdin movie, he didn't want his name put on there just for the sake of promoting the movie. He wanted the actual art to speak for itself. That's where that came from me. Like this whole like directed by Josh Whyment or whatever. No, I don't want it. I want the art to speak for itself, and that's where it all came from. That is a major inspiration of mine. Of course, you get more like little ones like Jim Carrey. You know what I mean? Like his energy, his pizzazz to it. Like I take loads of notes from that. But I think one of the main inspirations, I think genuinely, is just as cheesy and as sentimental as this is, I think it is just my mum and my nan. Just because when faced with the illnesses that they had, not to go into too much detail, when faced with the illnesses that they had, the fact that they were still trying to give 100%, they couldn't, but they were still trying. And just seeing them break down broke me apart. But the fact that they were able to still be a good parent, which I know is the bare minimum, but faced with that many challenges, that is something where, despite the father figures in my life letting me down, I know to follow their footsteps instead, to be the best father that I could be if I ever had kids. And not just the best father, but be the best person that I can be. And my huge flaw that I know about, definitely, is the fact that I'm not committed to that idea yet. I'm not committed to this idea of being the best that I can be. That is, and I can blame all my traumas, all the sadnesses in my life, but the main thing is just, I need to just push for it, really. I just need to push for it, and yeah, I just need to push for it. I think sums it up perfectly. I can't really think of another adjective to slap on it.
What's holding you back? What do you feel is holding you back?
I don't know. Genuinely, I don't know. And that's where like, the hurdle comes from. Like, I know there's a hurdle, but I can't jump over it, and I don't know why. I don't know why. But I think the best thing that I can do, though, is commit to these things that I do love, that are still with me, like my ideas, music, whatever, and hopefully find a way to solve the problem through doing the stuff that I love.
Do you believe in your work? Like when you publish it, when you release it, do you believe in it?
What do you mean by believe in it?
Well, everyone has doubts about themselves. Everyone doubts themselves to some degree, but obviously there's levels to this, and sometimes it can be crippling. I met people over the years that refused to even go to auditions because they felt they weren't good enough, but they've been doing this for years. When you release an album, when you put your voice acting work out there, do you believe it? Do you feel like, yeah, this is good enough, I can do this, I've got this? Or are you just kind of just throwing it out there and hoping for the best?
I don't know. Not throwing it out there for the best. Not at all. Not at all. Because I wouldn't do it if I didn't give a shit. Or I didn't.
That's not what I asked, though, is it? Do you believe in what you're doing?
When it came to the music and the voice acting, because the voice acting stuff is just like, to me, anime dubs, and it's just me testing the waters. So when it came to Serenity Mask, when I put like so much effort into it and had this, because a lot of it is based off of me. The main character Steven is hugely based off of me, and this whole album is me addressing my flaws.
Wow.
In its own unique way. Maybe that's not clear in the album, but that is definitely the thought process behind it. So I definitely believed in that album. That's why I hold that one to such a high regard, because like that meant something to me, because I felt like I had something to say with it. that I had something to. It was something that I'd never done before, like sampling properly and turning it into something unique and original. That I believed in that because it was real. Like I had real passion behind it. It had a real attempt to learn something new. It had a real attempt to tell a story, and it had a real attempt for me finally to address my flaws. So that I believe in. When it came to the voice acting stuff, it's like a fun hobby, but I believe in it. I believe in it in the sense of it's helping me lip sync properly over these. Because I would love to do an anime dub. I would love to, but like when it comes to voice acting, just foreign media in general, like me doing this, it helps me with my speech. It helps me not to slur my words and sound like a complete tit. You know what I mean? Like it's great. Like it's teaching me things. So I believe in that aspect of it. Because it's not one thing that I believe in more is like if I create something original and it touches people like in a meaningful way, then yeah, of course I'm always going to believe in that. That's the point. That's why we make art, right? Is for people to feel something from it, right? When it comes to the voice acting stuff, that product's already been made. That's just me teaching myself and learning. But when it comes to like actual acting and making something original or working in an original project, whether it's a sequel or something standalone, there's something new and fresh to it that I can add my own element to it. And I think that is what I believe in. I believe in the integrity of the artist and the artist's perspective, but I also believe in the fact of you need to learn something from it as well. Because you could be Spielberg and you can still learn new shit every day. That's what I believe in. Is that unique, scary, but fulfilling experience from this medium.
What has your work taught you so far?
Apart from the voice acting stuff, like I've already said, like just general techniques or whatever. One thing Serenity Mask taught me, because that's like the big one. It taught me mainly to not treat the audience like they're stupid. Because a lot of movies, they do this really weird practice where they treat you as a viewer and not as a person. So it's a weird dynamic because if you're watching something, in your mind, you're just, oh, I'm just watching a movie. But in my mind, I'm telling you a story, but I'm not talking down to you or lecturing you or anything like that. So when it came to Serenity Mask, it wasn't me saying like, oh, by the way, you guys should be more honest about your mental health. It wasn't that. It was, hey, this is my album. This represents me. I am not a perfect person. I have made mistakes. I have done some mean shit. I've done some good shit. But I'm not going to lecture you because we're the same. We're all flawed. Just because I'm making something publicly, I'm not above you. That's what's taught me to always humble myself and treat people like listeners, for example, like just people. You know what I mean? They're not, yes, they're my audience, but like, I don't like having fans of something. I like having people listen to me, but I also like listening to them as well. They're not fans to me. They're not an audience to me. They're people that are taking an interest into me. So the least I can do is show them the respect. That's my view anyway. Maybe you or some others disagree with me, but I don't see the audience as an audience. I see them as a group of people who are interested in what I have to say.
If you became, let's say, really successful and you did end up having fans, how would you approach that, considering your perspective on audience?
Honestly, it is the same feeling, different stage for me. Because even if, let's say I'm in Hollywood and I'm surrounded by flashing lights every day, I'm wearing 400 grand suits every day. The one thing I will never ever do, and if this ever happens, I want people to hold me against this. What I'm about to say, if I ever get into a position of social power or whatever, like or influence rather, and I start talking down to you, the ordinary person, and I start treating you as if I'm better than you. Whether I am better than you or not, what is important? No, but what my point is, whether I am better than you or not, the point is that I've got to treat you like you have the potential to be better than yourself. Because I can't talk down to you in this position of power or influence. It's in my mind, I can't do it. It makes me sick. I hate when celebrities do it, where they think they know everything, where they think like, oh, this audience that I'm talking to or whatever. I disagree with that mindset at all. It doesn't matter whether I'm wearing 400 grand suits or wearing pajamas. You know, I will treat you the same no matter the stage of my life I'm in.
But inevitably, if everyone's shorter than you, you'll always be talking down to them.
Technically, yes. That's a great segue. But no, yeah, I just can't do that. Like, I can't treat you like a piece of shit, no matter the stage of my life that I'm in, Hollywood or at home. You're people, and you deserve my respect.
Where would you say this mindset comes from?
Listening to celebrities themselves, as well as just having like a decent moral compass. But like when I hear celebrities, specifically about like what really kickstarted for me was not to go into the whole conflict between Israel and Palestine, but when I hear celebrities talk down to people as if they don't fucking know, that pisses me off, because I know what side I'm on. I'm on the side of the innocent people, where kids are being killed, etc. Right? I want that to stop, and I'm sure a lot of people do. But if I'm gonna have some celebrity talk down to me and explain to me what, on left or right, whatever, it doesn't matter, and you talk down to me about a situation I know too damn much about, I don't like that, because it's common sense at this point. People are dying, and you're talking down to them as if they don't fucking know that. It's stupid. I hate it so much. I really do.
What do you make of, like, in general, like, celebrities?
The ego.
Well,
I hate the ego so much.
I mean, because, like, this is how I view celebrities for the most part, right? So, over the years, I've worked on different films. I've obviously been active in the music industry. I've seen and worked with celebrities directly. I've obviously met a litany of them through gigs, working in hospitality, the list goes on, right? And what I've noticed from that, as well as seeing celebrities in interviews and stuff like that, is, as you say, it all comes down to the ego factor. If they have a big ego, there's this disconnect from humanity. Because the thing that I find interesting is you're still a human being that has to, like, you know, buy yourself stuff from the store, use the toilet, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you're just a person. And there's this, I don't know what's weirder, like how celebrities become egotistical and disillusioned and for some reason like social justice warriors, or how people react to them. Like where we work, I see it a lot where, oh, this celebrity's in. Oh, VIP treatment. Oh my God, it's this person. And I'm like, but why? Who cares?
But maybe this is just me. If I was the VIP in that situation, I don't want a fucking red carpet rolled out for me.
I'd feel awkward.
Just treat me as a human. Just treat me as human. Treat me the way you want to be treated. If you want to be treated like VIP, great. But like, I want you to just look at me as if, oh, hey, nice to meet you. That's all I need. I don't care about fancy shit
for
like
me,
that. Yeah.
For me, the only things I'd want VIP would be like, if you're saying to me, okay, if you're VIP, you get nicer facilities. I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah, that sounds good. Right. But if you're like, oh, you're VIP, so we're going to kiss your ass 24/7.
Don't.
I'm like, please don't.
I'd rather you just
Don't worry. I'll carry my own bags. It's cool.
I hate it.
Like,
I hate it so much. And some people get so cozy with that, though, like having their ass kissed and being placed on a pedestal like they're some untouchable goddess.
Well, this is the fascinating thing, isn't it? Like, you see celebrity, because especially these days, like celebrities have their 5 minutes of fame or 5 seconds of fame, and then they go back to relative obscurity. And some stick around, some don't. I guess it depends on. I fucking hate this word, but how relevant they remain in any given period. But there's levels of stardom, isn't there? There's people who are, there's icons, there's people who are universally famous, there are you know, A-list, B-list, C-list, etc. There's country-specific celebrities.
Definitely, yeah.
So there's levels to it, right?
I think as well, the internet and pop culture through the internet has kind of changed that now. Because like,
I think so.
because
yeah.
I feel like for example, let's use an actor that I love nowadays. I love Robert Pattinson. I love him, but he was known for so long because, and this was, I don't know, the internet was still around during this, but like he was known as Edward Cullen. He was the Twilight guy. You know what I mean? Or maybe Harry Potter, depending on Cedric Diggory, whatever his name was. But like
Cedric.
but you know, he was known as the Twilight guy, right? Right, and then he did a bunch of underground, underground movies, like movies that were not like made as mainstream, like Good Time, like The Lighthouse, which was incredibly popular. But I mean, compared to like Twilight, it wasn't this big budget flick, you know. And then obviously he came back into it with the Batman, I would say, where everybody loves him now. You know what I mean? But like, I respect that he decided to go a different route instead of trying to crave like some sort of like lingering like relevancy. He went to create his own kind of like character and his own like catalog of films first before coming back into it.
I reckon the reason that you like him is the same reason I like him, right? Because he's an actor first and a celebrity second.
Yeah, he's real.
See, all of your like certainly my favorite actors, and the reason they keep acting has nothing to do with like making money or being famous. It's about the art form. And I know this sounds really like, I don't know,
pretentious maybe.
Yeah, I can see how people would take it that way, but like, it's, if you have a passion in life, something that you live, you breathe, you want it to be as good as possible, you know you can do it well, like you want to test yourself as a human being, you want to see how far you can take this thing.
Yeah.
From what I understand about specifically Robert Pattinson is that it broke out. He initially saw it as a good opportunity, and then over time he realized like, oh, this is a badly written book, this is a badly made film.
I remember interview he said was like he basically called the author like insane. I was like, John, that takes balls, because I know a lot of other people are like, oh no, the book is this amazing thing, like it's just love
because
story.
he would have had people turn around to him, I imagine, when he said that and being like, oh fuck you, like they made you. And it's like, well, but you know, it's all about your personal experience, isn't it? You know, like people always try to box you in with things and tell you what you can and can't do.
Yeah.
Like I've had it, believe it or not, even though I'm not anybody, I've had people tell me like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do this. What do you mean you're doing acting and music and this, that? And I'm like, well, I just do it. Like I don't care if you think I should or shouldn't, like I'm doing it. Case closed. But better example, Michael C. Hall, who plays Dexter, fucking phenomenal. He has a band. I found this out recently.
I found out recently as well. Yeah,
really good.
He's really good. Was it a video of him singing Starman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very Bowie-esque, but his band's really good. And there's so many people that are just like, oh, but you're Dexter. Oh, please don't do this. You're Dexter. And it's like,
it's so stupid. Yeah.
He's a fucking actor and a musician. And it's like, why are people so obsessed with putting people in a box and saying this is all they can be? And I get that it's a bit, part of it comes from fandom, but it's like the old saying, never meet your heroes. You're going to be disappointed. Like they are just people. Some people are larger than life, but they aren't necessarily famous. They're just larger than life human beings, you know. Like,
I think that's one thing I liked about Robert though, was that even in interviews or whatever, like he's a weirdo, like in a good way. Yeah. I mean, in a good way, but I mean, like he's a strange guy. Like every other celebrity, but like, oh hello, yes. He's just like, he has like his messed up hair, and he just sits there in a fucking tank top or whatever, and he's just like, yeah, you know, like he's a weird guy, and I love that about him. That's why I prefer him and Robin Williams, because you're getting something. Even if it's a character they're putting on, it's based in a form of reality with them. Like, it's still them. It's still them. Especially Robin Williams. He was battling mental health for God knows how long, whatever. But anytime you see him, you see this funny guy come out. And even though, like, technically he probably is a front, and I know what it's like because I put on a front myself, but, like, he still, the care and passion that he's giving to you is real. The love that he has for Coco the gorilla that he used to be friends with was real. He was still a real person despite putting on a front. These other actors or whatever, they put on a front and that's them. And it's so plastic and false.
Is it safe to put on a front, or do you think it's ultimately self-destructive?
It's a really great question. Because I could take it from personal experience where a lot of people think, I'll just say point out, a lot of people think that because of my flamboyance and my sarcasm and something like that, like I get lots of comments calling me gay, definitely. Some say other words, but you know, but I there's this idea that I'm a homosexual, and as someone like I've gone back and thought about my sexuality, in all honesty, and because of these comments, I'm just like, nah, not for me. But that in itself is a front, because like not the real me. I'm not like a multiple personalities or whatever, but like I'm quiet. Generally, you know, I mean, I'll go around my flat doing funny voices or whatever, but like that's just to keep myself entertained and go from fucking loony. But
it's just stimming, isn't it?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
But like I'm quiet. Like if you sit down with me and you want a quiet conversation where it's kind of raw and unfiltered, like even now, like I'm on a podcast or whatever, but like there's still a bit of like a character, you know what I mean, like a bit pizzazz with it. I'm just kind of just sat there like, yeah, pretty much, yeah. I know. There's no disconnect from it, because it's still me, and what I'm saying and what I'm believing in is still true. But
why do you have to play a character?
Because
why can't you just be you?
I think it's just I find myself very boring.
Says who? Who says you're boring?
Me. That's the truth of it. Yeah.
Why?
Why? Because again, a lot more. Because what I figured out was when I'm quiet and when I'm distant with people, it's not fun for me. It's not fun. Because I do enjoy getting involved with people. Like I don't like disconnected. I'm not disconnected from society or whatever, but like I like getting involved with people. I do. And having this character makes it easier to do so. Makes it more fun. And I enjoy like playing it almost. It's fun. But the thing that I need people to understand, however, though, is that it's not like, oh, it's false. It's a false image that I'm giving you. Or it's like, oh, this isn't the real me. The real me is like edgy and cooler. Like, no, it's just like, no. I have more fun embracing this. What you're still getting is still me. It's just I've turned up the pizzazz a little bit. That's pretty much it.
I think when I first met you, I saw through it like that.
Yeah.
And I knew that it came from a place of... I know that you use it as a defense mechanism. And I know that you're hiding a lot, but not like, I don't really sense it to be like a dark secret. I think it's just more kind of...
I'm not Gollum.
No, but it's like you've decided that is the best way to protect yourself. And I don't know. I think in my experience, seeing how it... Because like I chose to be authentic mostly because I was kind of sick of fake people, but also because I saw what it does to people. Like one of your heroes, Jim Carrey, got so disillusioned and to the point where, you know, he lost his mind and started having all these crazy interviews where he was, and I don't know where his fucking head is at, really. It changes all the time. But he did say something interesting, which I don't think has changed, is that he genuinely believed that this person he was a character he was putting on. He played this role of Jim Carrey, but that wasn't him at heart. It was what Hollywood wanted. It was what the world wanted, you know. And I, you know, that's why I asked you the question about the self-destructive angle, because there's only so long you can play that character before you have to stop acting.
I think that's a fair response, to be honest. Because the thing is that with me, is that I think, like you said, you picked up on it immediately, but it does stem from like a much deeper, darker, sadder place.
No, I know, which is obviously none of anyone's business, but
no,
like,
no, absolutely.
It's like, who are you when the lights are off? Do you know what I mean? Like, is that something you're able to turn off with friends?
To be fair, it's very easy for me. Because I can switch like that, definitely. I'm not just saying this just so everybody's like mind diseased or whatever, but like it's very easy because I'm also like I've now anyway I've got the mental maturity to be like, oh, this isn't time for, hey, it's me, Josh. Hiya. It's not time for that. No, there's a serious issue, or you want to have a serious conversation, or you just want to be fucking normal for 5 minutes. It's very easy to be like, yeah, sure, let's do it. Like this. Simple as that. But I get where you're coming from with the whole like Jim Carrey point that you made, like disillusioned or whatever, where it can be self-destructive. Because once you get so wrapped up in your own like kind of imagination and your own like character, I'd say I've lost it a few times, definitely, where people don't know whether I'm being genuine or not, because that has been an issue in the past. And I've had to reassure them, no, 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 I'd be serious. Like, yeah, this is whatever. And finding the balance between that and this, just people in general, just finding a balance between bullshit and not. Because everything I'm telling you is true and from the heart. But it's the way I'm saying, the way I'm presented it, that makes it come across. Oh, it's just Josh being Josh. It's just Josh being sarcastic. Oh, there's Josh again. Like no, it's as simple as I'm giving you the correct information. I need to present it better, and not through a character sometimes. And I think that is it. I think that's a fair critique of myself, to be honest.
I don't. I didn't offer it as a critique.
No, but I agree.
I think it's something in what you said was interesting. You said, I enjoy playing this character. I enjoy, so it's like you enjoy the sociability of it, you enjoy that. But like where my concern would come from is more kind of like, it's one thing to like, as you put it, like accentuate parts of your personality or put a bit of pizzazz on things. Whereas if you're like playing someone else, it's exhausting. Like I remember when I first started doing YouTube, one of the reasons why I decided not to play a character and just be myself is that I saw all these YouTubers that I'd been watching for years that like they played this character online. They were this personality that, particularly like the commentary YouTubers, and then you meet them in real life and they were like kind of shitty or really quiet, awkward, and they just weren't that person. They were playing this person, and some of them even admitted it was exhausting doing it. And I was just like, why would you do that? Like, why?
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Like, it's.
I agree, because like my favorite YouTubers, like for example, like Markiplier, for example. I mean, he's a YouTuber I've watched for years, okay, and I still do even now. I mean, but even he, like, you can see a difference between him in 2014 and him now. Like, he's a lot more relaxed and chill now. Like, he still screams at video games like anybody does, but like, he's kind of been a bit more natural with it, and I think that's a fair progression, because if I was to do what he was doing in 2014, daily uploads, doing the same shit over and over again, I'd go fucking loopy. I go insane. So I appreciate him like doing something, like changing. I don't think change is bad per se, but with me, definitely the one thing that I'm able to find a balance of is that I'm not lost in it. I'm not lost in this character or this perception of myself. I know what I am, who I am, and how I am. My issue is that I've got to find a way to balance it all more effectively, I think I would say.
Where did you learn to dance?
You motherfucker. Where did I learn to dance? It's actually a pretty serious answer for this. Not like a dark, sad reason or whatever, but like a serious answer, like genuinely. I love Michael Jackson. And the one thing that I noticed with him is that he was always on beat. He was always, doesn't matter what song it is, you could find him dancing to Smooth Criminal and pointing with another song, and he's somehow on beat. I don't know how he does it. He's magical like that, right? With me, like watching him move or whatever, and then just feeling the music in me, because that's one thing I love. When I'm listening to music, I'm thinking of something with it. If a song is not on my playlist, it's probably because I can't think of something with it. That's why. It could be a fight scene. It could be an action scene. It could be a dance scene. It could be something funny, something sad, whatever the song entails. And I'm thinking of a scene with it, right? But it's this, I have the same approach when dancing. If I'm listening to a fun, like, let's say I'm dancing to Rihanna, I'm gonna throw it back. Okay. Like I have to. It's Rihanna. You know what I mean? Like it's just based on feeling. If it feels good, I'm gonna dance with it. Okay. So my dance moves are so great because the music is so great. That's why.
That's awesome, man. I know it means a lot to you. I was just kind of
No,
curious,
yeah,
like
yeah.
where it
No,
stems from.
genuinely. It literally just stems from I like music, I hear music, and I go with the music pretty much. I can't tango though.
Do you think you'd learn?
With the right woman.
Josh the Casanova.
Yeah, that's me. They call me L Whyment. Yeah. You can cut that part out. That was terrible.
It's all staying in, brother.
No.
All right.
But yeah.
I got a couple of final questions for you to
yeah.
round out today's show.
Hell yeah.
What has composing taught you about life?
It's a very interesting question. Very deep philosophical question. What's composing? I think as well, I'd have to give you where I would use the word composing, because I use the word composing to describe orchestral stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I made the Godzilla soundtrack for a movie that doesn't exist again. And in my mind, I was just sat there and I was like, what does it teach me about life? That was the question, wasn't it? Just to make sure I've not lost me train of thought.
Yeah.
What composing to me has taught me that you can almost, any dark thought or happy thought or whatever, there is a song that you can make with it. I know that sounds like very like blanket. Like a lot of people say, well, yeah, that makes sense. That's how a lot of composers do. It's one thing to say it, but when you actually do it and you have a feeling and you make something based off that feeling, it's a really weird magical experience where it offers you a strange bit of clarity for me. Because when I made the Godzilla soundtrack, there's a character called Noriko, who is in Godzilla -1, and my whole point of it was like my headcanon was she was going to become Biolante, which is like a human experiment turned into this plant monster. That's besides the point. The point is that the motif I made for her started off as a piano, but then to represent when she becomes this monster, I put it in a minor key. So that I'm getting the clarity like, okay, it's easy to turn a happy song into sad, but it also demonstrates the transition from human to monster as well within the context of the rest of the album. That teaches me about life, because then I can be like, right, any negative experience I can take, whatever. How do I find something happy or good out of that? What do I learn from that through this clarity? So it really depends on the song itself, and it really depends on how I'm feeling, definitely. But it offers me clarity rather than a solution. And I think that's much healthier for me, because that clarity will find me a better solution in the long run.
Solid stuff. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, I'm so smart.
What has voice acting taught you about life?
To not be silent. And what I mean by that is not just like through projection of voice. Like obviously anybody can be loud, but I mean like to not keep your mouth shut about things that you genuinely care about. Because, and the reason voice acting, how that's done it for me, is because when I'm in my own space, I could say whatever I want, nobody bats an eye. And when I'm lip syncing and doing all this other stuff, whatever, I've got to direct myself and everything's done by myself. But through projecting and managing my own voice, it's given me, even though it's a separate context, it's given me the tools to learn how to manage my voice in real life and how to approach people, how to talk to people, how to enunciate words so I don't sound like a lemon on a podcast. You know what I mean? Like it's given me all these tools to be more vocal in public with. And that affects my life just because I think now I'm in a position where, with all of the controversies that are going on in our world or whatever, but even in my personal life, my own little issues with people or whatever, I'm still figuring it out, but like I'm learning how to handle things better with my voice. Because years ago I used to be very angry, screaming all the time. Now I found a way to give the same sort of frustration, but not by, hey, go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? Like I can be a lot more chill with it, but put my foot down. And voice acting's great. It's just a fun thing anyway. So having something fun, give me these tools, is a much better way of me learning it than just having an argument with somebody for 10 years straight and then hoping I get some sort of fucking dumbass solution. I don't like it. I'd rather learn a life skill through something I love than learn a life skill through somebody I hate.
What's the best advice you've ever received?
Don't do drugs.
Fair enough.
I mean, I say that, but like last Friday I smoked weed, so I don't know. So I don't know. The best advice. It can be so many different things. It can be so many different things. Genuinely, I can't put it to just one. But
what springs to mind in this moment?
Honest to God, I don't think anybody's actually said something to me that's like a word of advice, apart from what's like to do with the job. People have told me how to be and told me what to do, but they've never sat down and given me like a quote like I can use. But the one thing that I have learned, and I'll try and wrap it up in a quote though, from everybody that I've learned and all the mistakes my parents made with each other, my friends made, that I've made, the one piece of advice that I can conjure up from all these different experiences is stop sitting on the sidelines and watching everything around you crumble. When you have the ability to be something so special and you can be the foundation that can help others whilst also helping yourself. And that feeds into my idea of like giving the team a larger credited role, because without a team, without an audience, you are nothing. Audience buy tickets, teams make productions. And whether you do the most work or they do the most work, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you're all a part of this wonderful puzzle piece. You're all a part of this wonderful puzzle. Each of you are a single piece. You ain't getting a full picture without everybody giving 100%. And the foundation, for me, is just the bare minimum respect. I will always listen to people. I will always take into account for what you said, whether the idea is seen as stupid or as smart, but I can't sit here and leave somebody out willingly. They are a part of this foundation like the rest of us, and that's what makes us as human so complex. We have the ability to build each other up and tear each other down at a moment's notice. I don't like it when people tear me down. So I want to be the kind of guy, especially in an industry where everyone's trying to fucking kill each other's careers or whatever, to be like, hey, here's a foundation we can all stand on. Just help me build it. So yeah, I would say don't sit on the sidelines and let everybody crumble when you can help build them back up.
What's the biggest life lesson you've learned so far?
Don't get pregnant.
Is that common problem for you then?
Yeah. Honestly, I've got 3 kids. What do you got? What's the biggest?
No, you don't.
What's the big? No, I can't afford them. But what's the biggest life lesson? I think genuinely, just out of all the experiences that I've had, again, it boils down to, for me, just stop letting yourself down and putting yourself down. And I think the reason why that works in life for me, especially with the industry that I want to go in, but especially with the people that might not want to go in it, is that it applies every fucking where. If you're putting yourself down or throwing yourself under the bus or just saying you're shit or whatever, that's not improvement. That's just you being antagonistic to yourself, and that doesn't help anything at all. Where, like, at the end of the day, if we're in the heated debate or whatever, and I say you're doing something shit or whatever, or something like that. That doesn't help anything, and I know that doesn't help anything. But that's just human instinct to bring people down and stuff like that. Like I think everybody's guilty of it. I won't claim perfection when I'm not. But just don't tear yourself down. That's like you can be your own worst enemy. Genuinely, I'm my own. Definitely. I mean, like I said before, like on multiple occasions now, like, oh, I play this character, whatever. Like, it's not built out of something joyous. It's a negative thing. I'm trying to turn a negative thing into a positive thing, and it's probably not the best way of doing it. But if you tear yourself down and you bring yourself down consistently at every hurdle that you might stumble on, how the fuck are you going to get better at something? It doesn't matter whether you want to be an actor or a fucking dishwasher. If you're putting yourself down constantly and saying it's your fault, whether it's your fault or not, find a way to get better at it, or ask somebody for help. There's nothing wrong with asking people for help or guidance. The only person stopping people from asking for help and to help you stop from stumbling is yourself. And that is the only life advice I can really give. I've not lived long enough to really give it, but like, my one piece of life advice is just don't stumble and blame yourself, but also don't be afraid to ask someone for a hand. Because at the end of the day, I feel alone a lot of the time, but I know I'm not. Because if I went homeless, or if I was ready to, let's go to the extreme here, disappear, let's say, I know that there are people here that are my anchor to make sure I don't float off into delusion. I'm so good at metaphors. but like I said, just stop being afraid of actually properly criticizing yourself as well. Because there's a difference between I'm shit and I'm shit, but I can be better. And that's where people like me fumble the most. So yeah, I'm going to stop because I'm just going to repeat myself over and over again. But yeah, pretty much.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you.
And sort of like...
subscribe to the Josh Whyment Variety YouTube channel for more excellent gaming content.
No, it's been brilliant having you on the show and sort of finally getting to explore your mind and your projects and everything.
I think
just want to say a massive thank you.
Oh, no, it's all right. No, thank you. I appreciate you actually giving me a platform. Like, that was one thing I was very nervous about. Was like, how do I approach this? Like, somebody like who's got like a decent sized community is willing to give me a platform. Like, how do I cope with this? But I think what I will say to glaze you a little bit is that the questions you asked were very informative. They were genuinely interesting. And they provided me with a chance to think and reflect rather than just, oh, what do you like? Oh, that's cool. Anyway, like...
Well, that's just not a show.
No, it's not. And I that's what I'm saying. It's a very interesting way you've handled it, and I appreciate that. Like, you've treated me intelligently, I would say. And I appreciate that. So that's great.
Well, that's only how you deserve to be treated.
No, because I'm so smart. No, but I genuinely appreciate it though. It was a fun show. I think as well, it was nice that it wasn't just all jokes, because that's how we usually operate anyway. Like
I told you. Do you remember what I told you?
Yeah. You said it was going to be. I don't remember the words you said, but the feeling I got off it was like it's going to be a bit out of left field, like how calm and composed and like normal it is going to be.
Okay. So, me and Josh worked together, and for some reason we decided that our relationship would be, let's just tear each other a new one and be really horrible to each other. I don't do that to anyone else in my entire life.
I feel
just
so
Josh.
Special. Oh.
I don't know why.
I love being abused by Christian. It's amazing.
But yeah, no, I turned around to you and I said, this is going to be completely different. This is going to be serious. And I'm going to actually interview you. And, and I'm glad I did.
It was crazy because, like, you came with me with this proposal out of nowhere. Like you said, "Oh, hey, do you want to do this?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." What do you want out of it? I was like, "Oh, don't worry about it. Let's just do it." I was like, "Yeah, sure." And it's taken us 6 weeks to like actually get around to do it.
It's not bad going, to be honest.
No, to be
It's
honest, I mean, again, there's just a lot of issues on my end. Like I was waiting for this Elgato Wave 3. You can buy it online.
that is fabulous. Look at that.
Yeah, this is used, by the way. Like I got it cheap, and it was
Wow.
used. Yeah, it's great quality. The only problem is
Fantastic.
it twists a lot easier than I would like it. But it works. It's great. So now
Fabulous.
I can get back into voice acting because my old mic. There's videos with me with my old mic, and it's just like it's just terrible. Like it's when I'm screaming. Like, when I'm talking, it's fine, but like when I'm screaming, which I have to do for like anime from all things, like it's just terrible. I couldn't do it. So yeah.
Well, Josh, thank you very much. I will make sure that all the links to what you're doing are in the description for YouTube and on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to the podcast. I would like to say a massive thank you to all the listeners of the Christian Reeve podcast. Make sure you go and subscribe to my Patreon, patreon.com/Christian Reeve, and you can get bonus content from this episode and other episodes of the podcast, as well as behind the scenes content, full gigs and shows, Patreon exclusive content, only £5 a month. Go check it out. Go check out my album that's out right now. It's called Second Chances, and everything in between. Go check out Josh's album, Serenity Mask. Like I said, all the links to my projects, his projects, will be in the description. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I will see you in the next one.